Hey guys, Scott here. The Pine Barren Craftsman channel. Thanks for tuning in. Um, Put up a couple videos today I'm pretty happy about. Came out pretty good. Thanks for checking them out if you have. One about weightlifting again, some workouts, and a book that I'm reading. And in the workout video, I made a comment about my dream last night. So I want to go back into that just a second. Um, so all along the course of my life, I've had random dreams. It's very difficult to get a grasp of what a dream is. I've thought great detail about it. What is the purpose of dreams? Obviously, we know that I mean, for my pets, I've seen animals seem like they're having a dream or they're barking or running in their sleep. So I assume that it's something that happens to, if it happens to dogs and us, I'm sure there's probably research on this. There's probably extensive animals that dream. So, or at least something's going on subconsciously where their body's going through some instinctual movements. I don't know. I don't pretend to understand stuff I don't know. But what I do know is just analyzing myself and how my dreams work. I've talked to people, I've watched movies, I've done a little bit of research. One thing I gather is everybody kind of dreams in their own way, or they're able to describe it a different way. Maybe their memory doesn't serve them the same as mine. I've only had, you know, I don't know, about a dozen or so very vivid dreams that I can remember and talk about the next day. I know when I wake up from a scary dream or a nightmare, if I go back to sleep, I tend to forget about the whole thing. So, like, if I were to get up and write it down, I'm sure I would be able to remember. Earliest memories of a dream that were scary, just to, tell you a little bit about it, was somebody had said that there was a kidnapper running around our town, and I dreamt it. So the reality of the lesson that I learned, in the daycare or the school, that not daycare, but the kindergarten that I was in, I think, or first grade, they might have said it. It put me on the lookout, but then I dreamt that it had happened. The guy had like no eyes and just holes, and it was just freaked out dream. But that's nightmare of a child. I also had a dream that I remember kids would laugh at me about this, but I was trying to discuss with them about it. I thought that everybody had masks on, not COVID-19, NP95s, whatever, but actual masks, like our faces were not something that were real. And I was the only one, right, that didn't know this. And I was like, they were looking at me. So when I went to sleep, I thought the whole world was like a Truman Show type of thing. I remember that was a vivid dream. And I asked my grandmother about it. I said, is your face real? I said, and I guess, whether it be like, plastic surgery or makeup, or like you could insult people if you asked that. I didn't know as a kid. I had a dream that I fell out of a car on my head. And then come to find out I was very young and I actually did fall out of a car on my head, or somewhat. I remember being upside down. Maybe not directly on my head. Maybe I rolled out and just was upside down. But that's something that did happen. Not from neglect of my family. It might have been from my own mistake. Maybe I unbuckled my belt and opened the door and that was it. But thankfully everything was okay. But I remembered as a dream, the same corresponding happenings in my dreams is how I remembered that. And I also have memories that aren't dreamlike from that age. So that's what's strange. So did I dream it before it happened, or did it happen as a dream sequence because it was so traumatic for me? Maybe I was dazed. Maybe I was knocked out. That's probably what it was. But I do remember it, and I was very young at the time. Maybe 3. So that's pretty much the childlike dreams. There was unsolved mysteries, nightmares. I remember a couple of those. But into my adult life, um, there was a couple of dreams that have been haunting me for quite a many years. And it just comes and goes. There's no rhyme or reason. And I've tried to analyze them. I've tried to do a research, but you get 1,000 different, I watched one about an evangelical guy, said this is a dream. And then I watched a person that's into like tarot cards and like psychic, and they talked about this stuff. And then I talked to people that are like motivational speakers, and they say that this means that. What I've come up with is that it's a reoccurring dream, and there's something that you need to pull from it. I don't know if it's myself. I don't know if it's subconscious. We could talk all day long about higher powers and different dimensions, Akashic records, and, Buddhism and, past lives. I'm not getting into that right here. But I want to share the dream. And you let me know what you think if you decide that you want to comment. So it's this teeth dream, okay? And in the dream, it's, the first one I had was biting down like you would bite down on your teeth, but the jaw was misaligned. So now instead of the teeth hitting on where they're supposed to, there was a deliberate side and an angular, cracking of the two front teeth, as horrible as it sounds. And it was like, and I couldn't stop biting, like biting hard, and you wake up relieved. And then again, it happens, the teeth falling out. And then I remember in some of these dreams, I talked about with my buddy, that you just like, okay, that's it. I lost my two front teeth. They're gone. And I got gaps anyway, in my teeth. This is a funny side story to this. So, but, like in the dream, I'm saying to myself, it's done. What am I going to do? And I just move on with my life, basically, in my mind. And then I wake up and they're there. I'm like, oh, they're there. Oh my God. That happens a lot. Probably a couple times a year, maybe a couple times, even more than that. Funny story is I was born without adult eye teeth, or the teeth next to the two front teeth. You have these secondary teeth, and then you have canines. The tooth between the canine and my front tooth, I was born without. And I had braces for 7 years. Okay, as a young age, my teeth were still loose in some spots, falling out. They put the braces on, and they moved my molars forward slightly to fill in the gap because I'm missing these teeth. And we didn't want to put in like a false tooth on the sides of my two front teeth. I ended up with gaps. And maybe that's traumatic. And I still get dreams that I still have braces on. Like in my dream, I could taste the metallic. I could taste the metal. And it used to like poke me in the back because these braces were on your teeth. They're like locking you down. And they would crank them, this is a really good video. You guys are probably cringing. But this is my life. This is part of like something I want to share. Maybe somebody else has something to talk about with it. And it's interesting to me. Like, why did this happen? So I wake up with dreams. I still have braces that were left on in the back, like a forgotten braces. So the teeth that I have now are all mine. Thank, God willing, and, appreciative that I have them. But the gaps in between were from not having adult teeth there to come down. So my baby teeth came out and there was nothing. It's probably something that runs in our family. A genetic defect. Mutation. Maybe I'm a mutant. So what am I going to do? Right? I'm having these dreams. And it's one reoccurring after another. And now there's new ones coming up. The balding of my head. I just got done talking about how I'm hairy, right? And I talking to somebody else about how the hair keeps growing, in different places as I'm getting older, And now I got this dream last night that the top of my head, I call it the friar tuck, was just shine, and I could feel it. I was just so out of it, like. Listen, some people lose their hair, Some people have thinning and bald spots, and I've been told that I'm getting thin back there because I have these calics and it looks weak. And that's fine. You know, whatever. If that's life, it's going to take me out. That's going to take me out. But it could take my hair out. What are we going to do? But it's funny because, like, why would this happen to me, like in this dream? And just analyze it. So you can't really turn to the search engine to figure this out for you. And I'm gathering that there's a reason. There's got to be a reason for it. What's the point of a dream? Like, why would we be here if we evolved, if we were created? Why would we have this stuff? Is there a communication from the subconscious? Is there, you know, some people are saying there's change in the air. Some people saying, you know, you're under stress. Well, of course, you know, there's a lot of things going on in the world. Now, this is a big one. And I've tested this. Cold temperatures. I dream vividly more than when it's hot. Maybe it's a deeper sleep, but I remember being cold, like actually chilly. So if you guys want to test this to see if I'm nuts, maybe tonight just sleep with a sheet instead of the full comforter. I'll only go up halfway or go just have the arms out. Like definitely, I like to sleep with a fan too. So this fan, sometimes when the temperature drops in the house, the fireplace goes out and we don't have the dial set up. We go down into the 65 range in the winter when it's 2 degrees outside. That's chilly. 65 in the winter in the house is chilly. So I got the wind blowing on me from the fan, you know. So what's the deal? What do you guys think it is? Give me a call. Give me a message here. Drop a line. Tell me what you think it could possibly be. This mashing of teeth, the cracking of teeth, falling, loosening of teeth. Is it from our adolescence when we lost our teeth and there was a big change in our lives? Is it, you know, grinding our teeth and it's a subconscious connection that if I'm grinding, I never had any sign of ground teeth. Chipping of the teeth, you know, this is rough. This is a rough video for someone if you got teeth issues to like listen to this. But like nails on a chalkboard, grief. What is it about? Wake up from it, horrible. Don't even want to think about it. And then the next night, you know, you go to bed. The movie Inception is cool, I guess. It's got like a cool thought to it. I think one time I tried falling asleep inside of a dream, like for a second. And I wake up. Like these dreams are very flashy. It's not a full thing. There's been some horrible dreams I've had, like nightmares as an adult. And man, when you wake up, you feel like you're a 10-year-old kid just scared in your bed, like from the ghosts and the boogeyman. But we move through life with these baggages. I share them with my wife. She tries to share hers with me, and they're so detailed. That's why I made this video. The detail that she has, it just sounds like she's making it up right now on the fly. I'm like, what are you talking about? You remember this, you remember that, and they went down to the grocery store, and the price checkout thing wasn't working correctly, and they weren't going to give her the discount, and it was like a nightmare. I made that up, but it sounds like something she might say. I don't think she's listening. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you get a laugh out of this one. I might do another video on a workout. Maybe I'll do my version of a leg workout. Who knows? But I'm feeling good. Feeling very prosperous, productive. Like, share, subscribe, comment, ridicule, laugh, tease. I welcome all interesting parties to talk and shed some light on these videos. Thanks for watching.